Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
As America goes through the process of changing our clocks, again, we lose an hour. But do we really? I mean, it's right there where we left it. We just call it something else until we go back and find it later this year. Again. Stupid is as stupid does, America. And changing our clocks back and forth is stupid. I may not be a smart man, but I know what time is. And speaking of not smart, here was Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
Follow that up with a 1.
Followed by woohoo.
Release the animal sounds. America, America. You are.
You're welcome.
Absolutely 100% welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Coming to you this week without an additional tariff. We thought about it. I thought long and hard about it. I think we've been letting some folks coast a little too much. But as of right now, we are tariff free.
Tariff free
to you. But I've been reading about that all week and the back and forth, and it's an interesting thing to me that people that never pay attention to have no idea. Like most folks have no idea how. And look, I'm not pretending I do either. Like if you'd have told me that we have tariffs on 1,000 things, I'd have said, "Oh, okay, that's what we do." And what? But when you start actually finding out how this game has been played for all these years, it makes you wonder. Well, how did we get to this point where all these other countries are slapping these massive tariffs?
Right. Look, dude, we slap tariffs on ourselves if you think about it. All of the regulations and the fees that businesses have to pay.
Right.
It's you call it a tax, you could call it a fee, you could call it a tariff. And guess what? That goes right back to you.
That's why you and I ought to teach an economics class, Juan. I just like a good point. A self-tariff is all the regulations we put on where other countries don't have those regulations.
No.
Right? Clean air. Puh. Take a deep breath pretty much anywhere in China. I dare you. But hey,
that's why they're so comfortable wearing the masks.
That's right. You can make stuff cheap when you absolutely don't care what you do to the air, to the water, to
the people.
Right? Everybody, you like those. Most folks don't even know what rare earth minerals are.
Yeah.
And when I say most folks, I consider myself almost pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when they say rare earth minerals, stuff like that, I can follow. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not. Put it this way: don't give me a rare earth mineral quiz. I won't.
No, God, don't give me any kind of quiz. But it's all like a couple of weeks ago when Apple announced that they were going to invest, I don't know, $500 billion in facilities in the United States. Some guy, typical. Oh, so now, everybody's excited, but are you going to want to pay that much for an iPhone? But the same type of people flipped you flipped the script on that and said, well, are you comfortable with the child labor that's making the phones? Because don't virtue signal me, I'll virtue signal you right back.
Well, sure. I mean, look, we are all to some point. We're all hypocrites from now and again. I don't try to be, but sometimes just you'll do something or act in a certain way that's not that. But some of the hypocrisy is just off the charts, right? It's we're evil, we're terrible, but it's okay. Like I said, everybody likes their phones. Everybody likes. I challenge you to walk in and look. There is no bigger fan of Dollar General or Dollar Tree than my wife. I challenge you to walk into one of those stores and find something that didn't come over in a crate from China.
They're not spending any money on Made in America labels there.
No, not even pretending. Not even pretending. But there you go. So that I did not realize like our milk, our things we send to Canada, they slap crazy tariffs on that stuff. And I look, same thing with what's going on now. Again, just watching the news this morning, some of the fights because there was a presidential speech. Was it what did they was it called the State of the Union? No,
No, because typically at the beginning, I guess, of a new presidential term, it's just an address to Congress.
right. Looked like a
And
State of the Union, but
yeah, I think it's the same. They just don't call it the State of the Union.
which is shows you the stupidity of everything, right? It's just
Yeah.
no, we don't call it by that here, but it's so new sheriff in town gets in there and he's been signing things and throwing things around and with NATO, and it's amazing. It's an amazing world we're living. I was watching some stuff this morning I had to turn off because it's like, oh man, I don't want to be thinking about World War III right now. It's going on because apparently Europe's real mad. Now Europe's all saying, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna fund it. We're gonna send
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take care of Ukraine. Of course, we're going to need the United States to step up.
it right, and oh, we're gonna pledge this, pledge that, and I was listening to this, and Trump's on this side, and look, say what you want. It's hard to divide the person from the policy, from the politics, but most of the country, you look at the surveys and stuff out there, and it makes sense to me. Most of the country would prefer that war just stop. Like put that thing, stop it. Okay, just stop. I heard today, and it was some incredible sources.
I think the only two countries that don't want the war to stop are the only two leaders in the world who don't want the war to stop. Is Zelensky and Putin.
I think Putin definitely wants it to stop, but it's basically it's going to stop as it is
On his terms. Yeah.
Well, and you can go find it, argue back and forth about why. There's no doubt it doesn't happen without us. That's the first thing, though. There's no doubt this thing was over. Like I said the other day, it had been over in 3 days. But I saw somebody reporting this morning, a pretty credible source saying at a minimum there were 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers killed yesterday. Right?
Because that's old school war there, man.
Oh yeah. It's the kind of war the Russians fight. It's attrition. They've been doing it forever. No, by the way,
this is like real Call of Duty.
yes. By the way, history buffs that played the game of Risk, Russia, that's the game they play. Hey, I got more troops and I'm going to lose some, but here you go. And it wasn't all that long ago, fellas. We were fighting on the same side.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing that we've somehow in the last few decades, they're evil, and don't get me wrong. I mean, but there's plenty evil to go around. But I'm watching the NATO thing going on, and these countries getting mad and trying to figure out, like with the United States, where our stance is. And I got the analogy of the United States for a while has been, maybe you can say, if you want to say the daddy or the parent, or at least maybe the wealthy friend who hangs out, has fun, hanging out with my boys, but I'm always paying for everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah.
Always. They never have any money on them, but that's okay because I got enough, and I enjoy.
Well, it's like the parent of the spoiled child. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it.
And then eventually,
do it. It's okay. You want to just sit home and live in the basement? We're okay. We'll fund that.
well, what's happening now? But we got our deadbeat friends, and finally got to the point. Hey, I got I'm a little tight over here myself. My expenses went up, and I got stuff I got to pay for. I don't think I want to be footing the bill for everybody anymore.
Yeah. How about we split it?
And then they get mad because exactly. I'm not even asking you to do even. Just how about you pick up the tip? How about can we maybe do that?
Yeah, even 18%. You don't have to go 20.
Yeah, don't throw that 3% tip on there and act like you did something. But so I guess the upside one is we made it from episode 200 to 201, and they didn't blow stuff up yet.
Well,
but again, they are working on it. They are they're trying. They're trying hard. But did you watch the that presidential?
I didn't watch it, but I've heard. I heard all the clips.
No, I did watch. No, I myself decided, okay, I'm gonna watch. And I kind of I phased in and out because it was pretty long. It was
I was at, and we can talk about this later. I was at a Mardi Gras ball the night before,
right.
um, and I kind of forgot how old I was, and partook a little too heavily of the free bar.
It was free.
And so by the time Tuesday night rolled around and that speech was starting, yeah, I was probably napping.
Kind of sleepy. Yeah, it was interesting. It was bizarro world. It was it, first of all, I'm tired of it. I do not like at all whichever side it is.
Oh
Whichever
no,
side it is. I don't like the pre-hype. I don't like the uh you know uh the cabinet of the whatever. They all come in like they're like it's a prom march,
yeah.
right?
I'm not a fan. Look, I'm not a fan of the what I call the audience plants.
Yeah,
I think it's nice, but it's again,
it's played out. Reagan did it
yeah.
the first. The plants are when they put people up in the box, in the guest boxes, and they typically tell a story, and it's usually a sob story, and
Hmm.
or whatever, or it celebrates a person, and okay, it is what it is. Reagan was the first to do it. I forget what it was, but he was the first person to do it, and everybody's done it since then.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't hate it. I just think I don't like the political ploy of
right,
it.
and right, yeah. To me, it's manipulative. Um, Now that said, and that's where this thing was just totally off the
Right,
book,
right.
right? So, just from a strategy standpoint, if your strategy is to try to win over opinions, to get that's the name of the game, right? You supposedly want to get the majority of American voters to look at you and your side as
The better option.
better option, right? The better option. Who sits there and thinks, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna act like some bjorks. We're
Yeah.
gonna have signs. Oh man, that's original. We're gonna sit here with little handheld signs, and we're not gonna even look at the president when he comes in, and we're not gonna clap or applaud, which is okay. I understand that. Typically, the one side, if it's a Republican up there, the Democrats won't be very supportive to the stuff they say, and vice versa. When it's a Democrat up there, the Republicans will sit on their hands.
Right.
But but when they say something that should be universally,
Right.
I mean, even
There's a
if you
kid that
don't,
survived cancer.
even if you don't care, even if you're annoyed, even if hey, just for the optics, if I point out a 13-year-old boy who's had, I don't know, I think he's had as many surgeries as he has,
I think he's had 13 surgeries or
okay,
something, or
brain
several brain
cancer,
surgeries, and which is
right?
every
Yeah,
time his
he's there with his
personality changes.
dad. I think he's from Houston, as a matter of fact. So
Yeah,
he's
he is from Texas. I know that.
okay. So, you're saying this guy, this young man is, a survivor. He's been through all these things. His dream is to be a policeman. And actually, now here's where the full story on this. The reason he came to attention apparently is that he wanted to be a cop. Again, that was his dream, is one day to be a cop. And I think he had a policeman's outfit that he wore
Yeah,
somewhere.
he's been named honorary policeman or police officer, and I think in multiple
And there was like a
jurisdictions.
video making fun, either some kids or somebody was making fun of him or something. Something, drew the attention of, yeah, he was being ridiculed for liking to wear and wanting to wear a police uniform. So that's how it sort of bubbled up. It got on the radar. So what the White House does, or Trump, it's not Trump that did it. It was one of his people, but it's a pretty decent move.
Yeah, the people, that's their job. They put out feelers for
Right.
that stuff.
Brought the young man up there, said, gave a little bit of his story, and then right there on the spot, the head of the Secret Service comes out and makes him an honorary Secret
Yeah.
Service. And, the dad's holding him up, and it's just like, man, you can't watch that and not get a little touch.
Right.
That's a little teary moment. I mean, I don't care who you are. If you're a human being and you see that, you go, all right. You might not even have to stand up, but you clap. You give a
Well,
little.
sit on. You can easily separate the politician from the kid.
If even if you have anger and bile in your heart, I don't know if you can have bile in your heart, but that'd be a pretty rough thing. Yeah, you clap a little. You don't show the country. You won't
Yeah.
even clap for a
Well, that's the
cancer
thing. You got now
surviving kid.
Democrats, a lot of Democrat leaders or saying, who came up with this strategy?
Oh man! And then was the other one, the young girl? Sadly, the young woman here. A lot of Texas stuff happened, but the young woman who was, she was sadly murdered by the the illegal alien criminals,
Hmm.
whatever whatever you insert whatever you could, they're illegal. They were illegally here, and they committed heinous crimes, and the young lady was killed. But apparently she was a very big. She liked the outdoors. She was very. Uh, so they renamed a like a wildlife refuge or something. Her mom was
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's a sweet thing. It's something that is not totally uncommon to honor somebody's memory like that
Just for
because
optics. Just
yeah, yeah.
just for optics. You go, oh yeah, it's well anyway. So I get nobody asked for my advice on that. I just like, wow, I could not get my head around that. But then on the other side too is I don't need like Marjorie Taylor Greene, whatever had on the Trump was right about everything hat. But
Yeah.
what are you doing, what are you doing, girl? You want to be? I mean, like, come on. Uh, and I don't disagree with her on some stuff. I think she's doing some. She's on the Doge committee and stuff, and but like, okay. How about this, y'all? It's Congress. How about we all dress nice? I didn't see if
Right.
Fetterman
Bottom
was
suit.
there. I didn't see if I don't know. I didn't see if was Fetterman there.
I think so, but he criticized the Democrats as well.
Yeah,
So
but he's a fraud, man. What I'm finding out with him is he throws the dog a bone every now and then and pretends he's middle of the road, but every time it comes down to a vote, he's
oh
there.
yeah, yeah, no. He'll hang with Israel and stuff like that, but it's
I meant to say, so we're doing this. Those of you that are just listening to the audio, not watching, Juan is you're in a hotel room.
I'm in a hotel room which has odd, if you look at those pictures on the wall behind me, those framed pictures are just the spacing of it throws me off because none of the images are centered in the frame. Um that's weird me out a lot, but
Okay, now that you say that one, I
yeah.
did not pick up on that, but there you go. But Juan brings his equipment on the road back to being.
Yep.
We got a new commitment for the next 200 podcasts. We could try to get that done.
Yep,
So
I'm in
where are you?
Dallas. Just outside of Dallas, this big swim meet. Um, so yeah, I think the town is Justin. It's if for those of you who are familiar with the Texas Motor Speedway.
Oh, hang on. We got Juan locked up here. We might have the edit. Let's see. Although it's a lovely photo. Let's see if he comes back. Come on, Juan. We're cheering
All
for you.
right, there you go. There you go. You back?
No,
I'm out
I
back.
never went anywhere. It's
Yeah,
recording
well,
over here.
okay.
It's recording on this end. So
Yeah.
that was, and he locks up again. And he locks up again. There you go. Juan's gonna need to pitch in the extra few bucks for the for the high speed internet. Man, the upside of this, America, is you get to listen to me.
All right.
And
I'm
now
back. Am
man,
I
you're not
back?
all. Yeah, you're gonna be max head. It's been a while since we did a max headroom thing.
Yeah, I know. All
All
right.
right, you didn't pony up the extra money for the high speed internet.
No, well, I got whatever they got. Uh, um, but speaking of that, apparently, so you travel a lot, you'll know. So for that Mardi Gras ball, we stayed at the Hilton, Riverside Hilton the other day, and I don't know. We got home, my wife, I guess they emailed the invoice or the receipt, whatever,
Right.
and so there were two separate charges for the same thing, one on the room and then one on the valet. And it's called an urban destination fee. Have you heard
No.
of that?
Well, listen, New Orleans is. I don't know that they're the worst city in America for that, but they're in the running. The,
So,
unbelievable crap charges.
well, I looked
Urban.
it up. So, and they said some hotels charge urban destination fees. Again, it's $30. $30 on the room and $30 on the valet. They weren't supposed to put it on the valet, so they took it off of that. But it includes things like, complimentary amenities like internet, bottled water,
Okay.
those things in your room, basically, which
Why would
most
that?
hotels get.
Why would that be an urban
I don't
destination?
know. I have no idea, but that's what it's called, an urban destination fee.
I checked in. Well, I there you go. I read it more closely when I'm paying it for myself. I guess when I'm traveling on business and I know I'm getting reimbursed. I mean, I'm going to try to watch a dollar, but I just figure, well,
Yeah,
is
no, I think it
is
just,
what it
and
is.
we're terrible about watching it. I guess it caught her eye just because it was, we knew the valet was like $60, and then you get it's 90 suddenly.
That's like renting a car. I love the airport recovery fee. What the heck is that? I, I didn't leave it at the airport, and you didn't have to recover it. I brought it back to you.
I left it out on the runway. Somebody had to get it.
So maybe how about we just rename that the airport recovery,
What can
or
we charge without charging a tax or
or the
without calling
cabs.
it
I don't
a
know if
tax?
Uber has to pay that now, but the cabs, you get even when you take a cab. There's a lot of times there's a charge right off the right off the bat. They charge a few dollars for just being picked up at the airport.
Yeah.
Basically, our government and state and local government is every bit as bad as federal. Well, maybe not to the scale, but if they know that you need something, they got the advantage on you. They're gonna figure out a way to hit you for that. But
Yeah, and it's those little hidden fees. I just rather this is what the room cost. All right, that's what it
oh,
is. I'm not
that's
gonna
a
hit you with
joke.
10 other things.
No, that is a joke. It is a
Yeah,
joke. Whatever they tell you the room cost is a joke. It's almost always going to be about 20% more. By the
yeah,
time
yeah. And I tell it to my kids, like, I said, when you're pricing something, ask them what's the out the door price.
out the door price. No, I love the resort fees. And you show up the resort, but what if I don't want to use any of the
Yeah.
resort? Okay, let me tell you what I'm gonna be doing while I'm here. Do you have a bathroom fee? Because I'm gonna be using that. Is there a couch fee? I,
Sitting
I,
there.
I
How about a
even,
sleeping fee?
dude, I'm to the point now when I travel a bit. I will stay. I don't really need a TV in my room anymore. I almost never watch TV in the hotel rooms anymore. I'll just have my phone on.
Yeah.
I'll pop on something, or I'll be listening to a podcast or do whatever. But maybe look, but almost never. But yeah, I checked into a hotel. I was in Denver this past week, and the lady was nice enough, but her instructions, she's telling me, in your room, there's there's 2 bottles of water in the refrigerator. Those are for free. Thank you. Now the other waters, those are for money. Don't don't drink those if those you pay for. I'm like, thanks for there you go. She was looking
Now,
out
what
for me.
happens if you drink the other ones first?
I don't know. They were different. The for free ones
Uh,
in the refrigerator. That's they went to Sam's and got a little
yeah,
water.
that's a plastic bottle that they refilled
Yeah,
with tap water.
the $6 whatever slightly bigger waters or and I was thinking, man, I don't need. I'm from the Bayou, man. I don't need to be drinking bottled
Yeah.
water when I'm traveling. And then I looked in the toilet at first. I went, that's an unfortunate shade of water in that toilet. Maybe it's just
Maybe you do need a bottle of water.
and I'll flush the toilet again, and look at that. I guess that's the color of the water around this place.
Uh-huh.
I,
Well,
don't- you know, it's I wouldn't call it tang orange, but if you'd have told me there was a little bit of tang in there,
uh,
I'd have said, oh,
um,
but
talk about funny stuff with hotels. So we're looking out like I said, the hotel we stayed at in New Orleans on the river. So you're looking out. And we got there in the afternoon, so I had the windows open. You know how, like, if you had the beach in Florida, you'll see they fly the planes with the planes
yeah,
that are pulling banners to
yeah.
advertise stuff at the, yeah, 18 to party, 21 to drink type, nightclub
Mhm.
stuff. We saw one that was advertising cremation services.
Cremation services,
Yeah.
like a plane flying a
A
banner,
plane pulling a banner above the Mardi Gras crowd
huh?
for cremation services.
Huh? Okay, hey, I give a marketer their due. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
makes
I don't
you.
know I don't know if they, had a lot of takers, but it was memorable.
I don't think cremation is an impulse buy. If
No,
you know what I'm saying,
I
like
just bought one.
you did.
It was a pretty needed thing.
Oh man, yeah. Well, The guy's still settling all that stuff. Juan's referring his
Yeah, my
mother-in-law sadly
passed. I shouldn't
passed
make that joke.
a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah,
and
it's a little nightmare. It's not a nightmare. It's just all of the hoops you've got to go through, and because I guess the bank gets word on it, so they shut the bank account down. Which nobody's a signer on it. So then I guess that just means we got to front the bills and stuff until things. And then
ain't that annoying? You say like, so wait a minute, they shut her down already. And Trump's up there telling us we got 155-year-old people getting Social Security checks and
yeah,
200. And
yeah,
that was actually one of the
yeah.
funnier lines in the night when he said some of these really old, and we got 4 million people between the ages of 150 and 159. Millions getting these social. He looks at Robert Kennedy Jr. and says, well, Bobby, maybe a healthier country than I thought. Just
Well, I did see today though with a little Louisiana, I guess context. The Department of Agriculture cut a grant. I think it was a $600,000 grant to Southern University in Baton Rouge. Um, and among other, it was a research grant to study, among other related things, menstruation in transgender men.
so this is with they you said they cut it.
They defunded it.
They defunded it. And it was a study.
A study, a research grant. They were studying menstruation in, I guess, yeah, there's a good chunk of it was about transgender men.
Now, is it
I guess
trans?
that means men who used to be women who still have periods.
Uh, which wouldn't that kind of mean you still?
Thinking that's still a woman.
I did. I think we're becoming more and more able to talk about that. I think the tide has turned a bit where people are like, "Oh, come on, man. I mean, really? We got to play that." But it's just money laundering. $600,000 to yeah, right. That's well, that's a travesty. I can't believe.
Yeah, yeah, fine research institution like Southern
Like
University.
so, just give the money to the band. That's the only thing anybody remembers from Southern. Just we love the band. We love the Southern band. Go buy him some more instruments. But yeah, I was spoke at an event in Denver, and I guess I was the post morning break pre lunch speaker, and but good bunch of folks. And I'm sitting there, and I kind of came in. So I got there about an hour before my presentation, and the bank's doing their thing, and they got a bunch of bank leaders up on the stage, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these things sometimes where leadership is sort of having a conversation in front of the rank and file, so to speak, or pretty big room. And one of the things they talked about, they were like sharing their favorite leadership books. So they all going around talking about their favorite leadership books. And then after that, one of the questions was something about what do you think is your leadership superpower or something. And then they're all going around having to say like what they think is the most thing, what makes them a most effective leader. And I'm just, they're friends. I like them. I'm just like, all right. So later on, when I got asked, I got introduced after the speaking of, I couldn't help. Sometimes I have a thought in my mind and it's like, man, I gotta get this out because I'm gonna be thinking this the whole time I'm up here. And when I got up there, I said, listen, I just want to thank the folks here for not having me participate in that session that just happened because one, I don't have any superpowers. I don't, and I don't read books. So
been over on that one.
I'd have been up here saying, some podcasts I listen to.
I hate those things. The
Well, and I think, and I'm pretty sure they must have. I think they had to be told beforehand. We're going to ask you this because they seem pretty prepared to, for the answers. I wouldn't even know what to do. I had that happen to me one time. They wanted me to suggest a book. I'm like, suggest a book.
No.
Kind of pretentious to me. Here's the deal. I got them laying around. Listen, I mean, those of you that are not watching, I'm on a roll with people sending me books. So I'm speaking in where am I going? I'm going to South Carolina on Monday. So apparently they're giving out the power of positive leadership.
I read that book.
You read this one?
I had to read it. Let me
This
see.
guy
Is
John
that
Gordon. Yeah, this guy puts out. Don't get
that's
me
the
wrong.
guy I think who did the make your bed stuff?
No, and he did. I think he did the what he did. Gosh darn it, the energy bus or something,
I don't
or
know.
it's
I'm not gonna promise you I read the book. I
well,
promise you I had the book, and
that's
I
what's kind of
was,
fun. And I love
you
these
know,
guys. I'm going to this is several times I've spoken to the group I'm going to speak to, but I just think it's so cute that they send me the book that apparently they're all reading, and I hope they're not thinking that I'm reading the book. But
yeah. We used to have like we had management meetings, and we had to, it was you read a couple
so
of chapters a week, and everybody would do the exact same thing. It's like, all right, because books like that are written where I could go pick 2 pages and read it,
and that's it.
and I can
They
grab
repeat
something.
the same thing. So I actually hit Chat GPT and said
Yeah,
summarize
yeah.
the book, and I got about a 2-page summary, and then
Yeah. So it's like, all right, I'm not gonna read pages 1 through 5 because somebody else got that. So I'm gonna go about 2/3 through.
it's like being back in school. Did I show you this one the other day? I guess the thing I spoke at in Mississippi. They handed this, but you can't send a duck to Eagle School.
Mm.
You know, just the title makes me, I don't know. And it's basically a pamphlet, is what it is. It annoys me. Like, man, this is called a book. It's called a book. And my wife gave me a book not long ago, and I forgot what it was. It was From Strength to Strength. It's finding success, happiness, and deep purpose in the second half of life.
Man,
Now, no. First of
that's
all,
kind of depressing.
I got so many problems with that.
At least it acknowledges, it's not like, from sucking in the first half of life to,
Here's my
finishing off
deal.
good.
First of all, second half of life, I don't plan on making 120. Okay,
But
might
still,
happen.
it's, you know, yeah, it could have been it's never too late to succeed.
Give me a fourth quarter book.
Yeah.
Give me because I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm in the fourth. I think I'm in the. Yeah, I'm probably in the fourth quarter. If I'm not in the fourth quarter, and time is running out in the third. Okay. But yeah, and it's something about I like volunteering and stuff. So apparently my wife, I think she thinks I should be doing some volunteering. She gets on me about that a lot. I think she thinks I'm going to be a much more fulfilled person if I.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
I do my stuff at church, but I'm not fulfilled by it. I'm close
Yeah.
to retiring from it.
You know.
So,
It's a nice thing to do. I where we can, my thing is, hey, didn't we send like a check? Maybe not, we don't, we're not. Yeah, we may not big checks, but little ones. I went to something the other day. And on the way there, I was asking her, okay, what is this? It was a breakfast she wanted to go to. I'm like, what is this? And she said, well, you give them money every month. I'm like, well, that's good. That's nice. I hope I get a decent seat when I get there. And then it's always like, oh, you don't give as much as the other people. I said, I didn't even know we gave it. I don't care.
yeah,
Like,
no, right. This is I said I'm at a swim meet every year. The swim club, which is I'm sure I've talked about this at one of the previous 200 episodes at least, is a private business, and they have a swimathon every year to raise money for the swim club, just like you do like a bikeathon, raise money for a charity. And I'm saying, I can't
not a
deduct
charity.
this from my taxes. How about y'all having an event to pay for me for something?
hey, if it makes you feel, it won't make you feel any better. But a buddy of mine that I caught up with on this last trip, he has a daughter who is probably a year or two younger than yours, or maybe about the same age. And her thing is softball, competitive,
Dude, that's
so
that's
competitive
intense.
travel.
Travel ball.
And I'm talking, I was like floored when he was telling me not just that they travel, because her older brother plays baseball at, I don't know if it's a D1 school, but I never really heard of the school, but his son's a scholarship ball player at
Mhm.
a college. And so the daughter's apparently, but dude, he was telling me she had a private batting coach,
Oh,
a
it's
private fielding coach, a private dude's dropping $1,000, $1,500 a month just on the private coaches.
look, when my daughter used to do competitive cheer, which can lead you nowhere in the world. And I know some people will slam me for that. Some of the people who got scared in Dallas last week when two parents at a cheer competition got in an argument and people thought it was a gunshot.
Yep.
But no, it's they call it privates, and that's why I used to compare it to a strip mall. It's like I said, they're You got to wear these scantily
Oh,
little bitty outfits. But then after the event, you pay another $50 for a private. And it's like, well, why didn't we get this taught in a regular class? But yeah, travel ball.
oh, all
That's
over the country,
that's
dude.
every
Dude, the country they travel.
yeah.
But here's the deal, and it's not a. I think it's going to be a happy story, and that was part of what I was telling him. His daughter burned out and quit.
Oh wow.
She just got to the point of because the coach had changed a couple 3 times because he was saying the same thing. Oh, she's on the 16 team, elite team, whatever, and then they pulled the coach they liked up to coach 18, and they got a new person in and wanted to change everything and what. And I'm just cringing because we were never in that level like where your daughter competes, but you know, youth sports
Youth
is
sports is a big burnout, dude.
it's
I
a
mean,
mess. Yeah,
it's rare. I'm shocked. I shouldn't be. She's very disciplined, but yeah, for anything now, there's no casual players.
yeah.
Not to, you're not making it far if you want to be, you know, it's either play around, pick up game of ball,
Yeah.
or the
It's
other end.
harder and harder. It's like these kids they get them specializing, right? You
Mhm.
can't you can't do like we did, play this sport, then this sport, then this sport. It's no,
No,
you can't be
you
playing
about
basketball while your competition's training for baseball. You gotta go.
right. You can't play multiple sports if you want to be good at one. It's like you got to commit to the whole thing.
And yet I was
Years
able to,
ago,
Juan.
when I
I,
actually
I, I
read a
was
book,
dominant. I was dominant in several sports. I don't understand
exactly.
how
Yeah,
can't they do that now?
it's a different time, man.
I know. I know.
But Archie Manning and Peyton Manning had a book out together, and part of it was that things like travel ball have ruined sports for most people.
Right.
And it said because you got a lot of kids who won't come into their own until they're 12, 13, 14. And he said, but by today's standards, yeah, if you're not elite by 9 or 10, they're writing you off.
Yeah.
And so he said, kids, there's no more pickup games. Pick up a ball game in the park because everybody's doing all these the privates and stuff.
Yeah, we used to make fun of those other countries like Germany and I guess Russia and China, when you plucking these kids out at 4 and 5, 6 years old, and the government used to tell you if you got a
Yeah.
prospective young athlete, and we used to say like, oh, that's awful. We do it to ourselves now, you know. And it like you said, it is bad too because looking back, we didn't do with that stuff, but even when my youngest was playing basketball and we travel, just going to the games and then tournaments and stuff like that. It's you drop money, man. You drop some
Ooh.
serious. Well, look, you're doing it now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They didn't pay for this. But like the cheer, especially, and I don't know if travel ball is like that, but cheer had they called it stay to play. And so the cheerleading groups would have deals with hotels. So you had to stay at a certain hotel.
Oh,
And
jeez.
like we'd go to Atlanta. My father-in-law lives in Atlanta, but I had to stay at the hotel because in order to compete in the tournament or in the meet that I paid the competition fee for her to be in,
That's right.
then I had to also pay an entry fee for me to go watch my child who I paid to be in the thing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I had to stay at the hotel because somebody was getting a cut of the money.
Yeah. We did the same thing. It's like I got to go pay to watch my kid play in a tournament that we paid fees for.
Right.
Right. Hey, I get you. And then you get a wristband. You want a 1 day, a 2 day?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
I
Got a
used to
wristband sitting in here
I used to
somewhere.
try to just wear my coach's shirt, but then
Yeah.
they some of them were sharp. They would they didn't care what you had on. You had to they give the team. You only 2 coaches get in free. But I wear this stupid.
You get there early. You're blocking out the actual coach.
I'll pretend. I jotted something down here that if you don't hate certain industries and people enough, you need to. So I was reading that it's kind of everything's big. It's big pharma, big medicine, big whatever. Well, we call it big food. Okay, the companies that I'm just naming the big conglomerate companies that make everything from the cereals to especially the junk food, right?
Mhm.
Right. They now are working on foods. They're re-engineering foods. Now, just the fact that they talk about re-engineering food tells you what these evil SOBs have been doing forever. But now they're re-engineering stuff to get around or basically beat Ozempic. So Ozempic is that medicine supposedly
Right, and it cuts your hunger.
that they're giving out like it's awful.
Yeah.
But they're giving it to even to children. Like basically that's the answer now is like, oh, if you're a
Yeah, it
little
started
overweight,
off as a diabetic medicine, and then they found that it, I guess it cut your appetite, made you lose weight. So we'll just give it to anybody.
so now the food companies are engineering, which means they're putting crap in there, whatever chemicals, whatever they're doing, to basically trick the whatever it is that Ozempic does to you to make you not hungry. The food is now going to make you hungry. So what
Nullify
you
that.
get?
Yeah, I'm guessing Ozempic probably does something in the brain, or again, but
But
whatever triggers your sense of hunger,
part of the
cancels that out.
part of the problem they say again, I've not read all the literature on this one, but I've read a little bit and I've seen some people discuss this with Ozempic. Part of the big problem is when you're losing weight, especially early on, you're not just losing fat, you're losing lean tissue as well.
Yeah, they'll talk about, I think they call it Ozempic face and Ozempic butt, where
Okay.
it's
You're so exactly, and you tend to many people have they lose bone density.
Mhm.
Your bones become less sturdy. That's a bad thing, y'all. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't care how much you
I'm
weigh.
skinny, but
You want
my
bones,
leg.
exactly. You don't want porous bones. You want bones that have, especially as you get later in life. So now, through the modern marvels of modern science and food, you're going to basically have people with low bone density still putting on weight. Like they do
Yeah.
be like it's I don't know.
They'll be
It's
taking the Ozempic to lose it, and the food will be triggering it. So
there you go, fighting it
in
out.
essence, you'll still be big, and have bad bones.
Correct. There you go. Best of all, you'll be big and you won't have a skeletal structure that can support you.
Hmm.
Thank you, modern science. Thank you, food companies. But there you go. At that ride, Denver, I was going to tell you. So my Uber ride from the airport to the hotel, about a 30-minute ride. You ever? I don't know how often you ride an Uber or a cab or okay. So you're not necessarily at the mercy of someone else, but you kind of are. Like you're in their car,
Yeah.
and you're going. So start talking to this guy, and I didn't look at it. Sometimes on Uber you can request a quiet ride.
Ah.
Oh yeah. No, I never do because one, it seems rude. You know what I'm saying? I that just does. I'm just afraid if I hit quiet ride that the person's going to pick me up with an attitude.
Yeah.
That he's going to pick me up saying, "Oh, what, you too good to talk to me?" Now, a lot of Uber drivers, they won't speak a word. I'm fine with that. Some do, but it's when you
A
got
lot of them don't have English is not their first language. The ones that I've
right.
have
I haven't
had
gotten that. See,
experience with.
that's a
I've
lot
done
with
that from airports. Like
right.
if my car's in the shop and it's like a local person, I'll shoot the breeze with them to know him.
Yeah. With the cabs, it's one way. Now Uber's ends up being because sometimes it's pretty decent conversations, and it's not they tend not to be long because I don't take Uber rides for hours, So 30 minutes is
Right.
about the longest I was gonna take.
Yeah, as I said, it's the ultimate relationship for me. I'm great at a 10-minute relationship.
Well, this cat, I really didn't feel like talking, but because sometimes you get the obligatory, how's the weather, where you coming from, blah 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 blah, and then he's one of these. It starts with the so why are you in town? Which is something I got to get better at because I'm just, because then you want, like, I don't want to tell you, and I don't want to even sound interesting. I don't want to tell you something that's going to make you think, oh, so I said, yeah,
yeah.
I'm just here for, there's a little conference that I got to participate in. And, oh, company you work for? I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm here to speak to what, oh man, you speak for a living? I said, well, no, not really. I guess a little bit for a living, but not so much. And I don't even know where the conversation goes. And then this guy, I forget, he talks about, he lives in the Springs. Colorado Springs, around Colorado
Okay.
Springs, which is, near Denver. And I forget what he asked me about Denver stuff. I've been there much. And so I just ended up expressing after a while, so we're probably 10 questions in and whatever, and some about Denver. And I just felt obliged to say, well, I said, the thing about Denver is, I said, I love Denver. I've been here a lot. I said, personally, I think Denver started circling the drain when they legalized marijuana. I said, I think the crime, and I had a lot of friends around there, and they'll tell you,
Yeah.
you go back to it. And everybody can, argue that all they want. I just think it's measurable from when they became the first big city to do it, when they legalized, and the downtown Denver area has been going, it's just been going down ever since. I mean, people are high all the time, all
Right.
over town. Well, this is when I knew I was in trouble. This guy's, well, actually, a lot of people don't get that is that all that marijuana money that pays for our health care around here, and that's why Denver's got such great health care, and you can get procedures here done that you can't get done in other places because so I don't even want to ask any questions, dude. It's like, okay, and it goes on. So if this guy's apparently he's he's got a house in Costa Rica, he's got a place in Africa, he's got a mining company, a little mining company he runs out of Africa. He does some wholesale cotton and silk sales, and
But he's
dude,
driving Uber.
that's what I'm saying. And you get into this conversation, we just can't you can't get out of it because right, and that's what I want to say. Like, bro, you're driving my butt in an Uber,
Yeah, nothing against anybody who does that. For whatever reason, you do it.
but
But I'm thinking it's either you're retired and you're just looking to pass some time, make some little cash here and there, or that's all you got.
he claimed he was a retired Army Ranger.
Yeah.
He was my age. He's my age. We ended up being, and
Let me tell you something. If marijuana sales are paying for his health care, that means he's on the state health care program, which means that's like, I guess Medicare or Medicaid.
bro,
It's not your personal insurance
the last
policy.
10 minutes of the ride, it was all I could do to like, and then he starts giving me names of these banks. You know this because once he found out about, what about them rates? What do you think them rates are going to do? I'm like, bro, that's not it was,
If
but
I tell you, I'd have to kill you.
my thing was, please, God, I pulled out my own map. How long do I have left on this ride, man? Please,
That's when you
God.
got to just start looking down at your phone.
That didn't stop him. I mean, you pretend, but yeah, that's when you just realize, man, I'm in this guy's car. Then I want to make sure, like, okay, are we going where we supposed to be going? I'm like, international man of mystery here. All his healthcare is paid for by but then I start asking questions about the mining situation. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
You got a what?
Yeah, what do you mind?
Gold. He claimed gold. He said he's got I said, well, who does it? I hire people. Yeah. And he said something, man, in whatever the country, man, that's like trash on gold dust is just everywhere. I'm like, I don't think that's true. I I don't think there's a place in the world where there's just gold dust everywhere.
That's everywhere, dude. That's yeah, in Africa.
I think so. It was part of one country.
Yeah. Again,
One,
why? Maybe he's been enjoying the contributing to the medical benefits of Denver.
I
way too much.
was so like, glad to get out. It was fine. So it was a weird conversation, but but the next day or 2 days later I had to leave, and man, I panicked because I put in my thing. I like you kind of pre-do it. Like I need a car to pick that. I had to leave my hotel at, was it 5 o'clock in the morning? So I do it. The name popped up, and it was close enough to the other guy, and I thought, I will eat the Uber fee, man. Please don't let this guy pick me. My international man of mystery with the mind. But yeah, a lot of the Uber drivers are kind of fun, man. I mean, you get. I like getting the old guys who
I
just
ask
want stuff to
stories.
do.
I'm a story kind of guy, so I'll ask. Hey, what you up to? I do. What'd you do before you did this? Or if it's somebody, I'm not gonna ask a kid that type of stuff. But
Well, I mean, I get a lot of them in the morning. Always that's my thing is always like, are you starting your day or ending your day? A lot of And the young guy that brought me to the airport this time, he was he was pretty smart. He said, well, he says, no, I like driving. I drive early and I get my time in because the roads aren't as crowded, and I can cover a lot of ground early in the morning.
Hmm.
And he said, I don't like driving drunks at night. I went, oh, that's true. He said, yeah,
Yeah, that's the whole. Yeah.
yeah,
I
Uber at night, man. When you're picking up people at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, you tend to be
puking in
dealing
your
with
car, and yeah,
more
you get
belligerent,
20 people jamming in your car for one fee, and
or you got that gal out there that want to sue you because she can't fit in your car.
yeah.
I remember that. I remember that. Hey, by the time this comes out, it's gonna be getting dark later in the day.
That's right. Yeah, losing that hour of sleep tonight.
Yeah, we're doing this on a Saturday. Those of you that it is tonight. We
Yeah,
s- we
yeah.
f- I never we fall.
You spring forward, fall back. So you spring forward, which means you're gonna miss that hour.
Okay, and I will miss it.
Yeah, I'll miss it because I got to get up early in the morning.
And it's going to take that. It takes about a week or two to get used to. Because everybody out there, hey, everybody listening to this podcast, you probably said this yesterday. This podcast, if you're listening to it on Monday, God, I didn't know how late it was. The sun's still out. I can't believe it's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock. I didn't even eat dinner. I'm not even hungry.
So there
But
you
I'm
go.
tired.
There you go. Let's see what else we got here, man.
You're talking about international people, so not. So there was this. Yeah, again, it's swim event, and I don't know all the kids on Riley's on the team. I don't, especially the boys. But apparently there's a young Asian man on the team whose mother usually travels with him, but she couldn't come this time, so his father came. And I'm kind of just hanging in the lobby of the pool the first night, and this lady who I know who she is, but I don't know her name or anything.
Wait, okay. Don't lose your thought.
Okay.
I want to go
But,
back to what you just said. You were hanging around in the pool.
no, in the lobby of the pool area.
Oh, okay. Like I said, man,
No.
please tell me you're not one of these guys that goes on a group hotel thing and gets in
No.
the pool.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
But so there was this Asian guy sitting in there, and this lady went up and said, "Oh, are you so and so's dad?" Now, granted, there are hundreds, probably thousands swimmers at this thing, so just generically picks this Asian dude and says, "Are you so and so's dad?" He looked so ticked off.
Really?
Yeah, and he said, "No, I'm not with y'all swim team." And oh,
Wait a minute. So he wasn't with your swim team?
no, like I said, he was just another parent there for some other kid. Like I said, there are 1,000 kids here.
Oh, so you just had one of your was it a mom from your team?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so she just goes over. One plus one
some
equals
random
two.
dude who's Asian
Hey,
says, "Oh, are you Lee's dad?"
at least she didn't call him Oriental.
No.
I
But
learned that
then she
lesson one
walks
time.
out and she says, "Oh, if you see my daughter, tell her I went outside to get the car." And I want to say, "Ma'am, I don't even know you, much less who your daughter is. So, but I got you. You go ahead."
I'm gonna just tell every girl. I'm gonna just tell every girl like that walks by. Hey,
Yeah. Your mom who just asked this dude. Yeah.
yeah. Here's what I don't know you, but I know that's not your dad, or he's not claiming it anyway.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. 1 plus 1 equals 2. You must be. You look like her. Must be. Well, what else we have? Oh, here's the big thing. I know it's not going to go anywhere because it's too perfect, but it's one of these examples of something that should be a law, and it should be like, okay, no, we got problems. So they're doing studies now because they can do that. They analyze. Apparently, just about everything Joe Biden supposedly signed in the past 2-3 years or so was auto-signed with a, okay?
Damn.
Yeah, well, it's a machine. They make it look, but so the only thing the only thing different is the actual signature when he dropped out of the race, apparently. But all the other stuff, and they can do the studies, it's identical and it is auto-signed.
Wow.
So the people are making the point, the constitutional folks saying, hey, wait a minute. That's not legal.
Yeah.
None of these things are legal. And
Shouldn't be binding.
it also makes you realize that story that, again, I'm not a fan of Mike Johnson, but the story Mike Johnson told a few months ago about Biden saying, having no idea what he was talking about, what he signed, he didn't sign it. We're thinking it's because he's got Alzheimer's and he probably forgot. No, 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 no. So you think that might be something to look into. It's like, wait a minute. Who was running the signature machine? Right? That our boy Joe, maybe we're giving him a rough time. It was obvious he was struggling. It was obvious that his cognitive abilities had taken a turn for the worse over the past 2 years. But maybe some of that lack of memory was not him forgetting that he signed.
I mean, he just never knew.
Never knew. Hey, look what President Biden, he just signed
double
this.
Ignorance. Don't know and don't know you don't know.
I'm going to send you out here with some cards. Say this, do this. And all right. Well, man, you know what? I think 201.
In the can.
As we march toward 4, that'd be another 4. Man, you'll be on Social Security by then, bro. Hell, I think I will too.
Might be dead by then. No.
Well,
I think I'm gonna be on Social Security long before we get to 400.
I ain't doing this solo. It's hard enough.
I still do. I'm gonna be on Social Security before we get to 300.
I want to be one of those 160-year-old guys getting Social Security.
Yeah.
Or somebody in my family.
I'd like to be one of those 63-year-old guys getting it.
Yeah. Let's one step at a time. Speaking of steps, the step right now is we push the button. Get on out here. See if any of this stuff stuck to the magic tape in the sky. We hope it did. If you want to reach us, it ain't hard to do. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com.
All right here.
Right here. You got us. Any of the places you got us the first 200 times we did this?
We'll be there again.
Boom. There it is. And every week we tell you it's not a hint, suggestion, or subtle implication, y'all. It is a freaking mandate that you get out there and live your best life. And we signed this mandate. It wasn't no auto sign.
Exactly. It wasn't no auto signature thing.
They didn't. Yeah, we ain't Joe. We're not, eating.
I used this fancy pen from the Comfort Inn and Suites.
That's right. So the edict has been put out. The mandate has been put out to you. Take your best shot. Live your life. Take your shots, y'all. If it was a great day today, do it again tomorrow. Make it better. Make it more better.
Yeah, you'll be a little more tired to do it. Yeah,
right. But if it was a rough day, look at the bright side. If you had a really bad day today, the bar's pretty low.
Yeah.
The bar's pretty low.
Go outside and enjoy the extra hour of daylight and make your
That's
day
right.
better.
That's right. Go get some vitamin D at 6:30 in the afternoon. Of course, it's a lot of pollen and stuff right now. So, the Lord giveth and the Lord, well, he actually gives it. He gives you more sunlight and he gives you some pollen. So deal with that. But anyhow, everybody, you guys have a fantastic week. We will try as well. Get back next week and we'll do it all over again and talk about it. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. So my dad had a bingo story this week, bingo from the Council on Aging. So he was born in 1934. So apparently whenever they call I-34, he chimes in, it was a good year. Well, one day last week, he apparently didn't do it. And the caller paused and said, Mr. Mars, we're waiting on you. For him to chime in.
Dude.
So he's also now in training because apparently there are intra-parish competitions among the Council on Aging. So he's going to be doing in the 90 plus category. He'll be doing the 1 mile walk and like the baseball and football distance and accuracy throwing.
They get senior citizens competing athletically.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, Dad. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's at a different place. Each competition event is at a different. They go from parish to parish, and I guess because you can't have these people doing multiple events in one day.
So if it's a mile walk, I mean, I guess they can't let anybody with like Alzheimer's do that because, right? I mean, you gotta like, they might walk off in the. Is it a general mile or do you have to end up at the place they?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got to put a pedometer on and just say, all right, go.
Fred really doesn't know where he's been for the last few years, but he's fast. Don't. He might not get to where you want him to be in a mile, but if you just randomly let him run a mile, he's probably going to win. Probably gonna. Well, good luck to your dad.
Yeah. Be proud of that, man.
It was a good year.
It's over. Go home.